morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hey Jackie. We're live on Instagram, we're live on Facebook, and we are live on Reggae Storm Radio. So it's 3 the hard way. Happy Tuesday, everyone. It's a Tuesday with a difference. Normally it's the interview Tuesday, right? Millicent over there on Facebook. Mike, Roy, welcome, welcome, welcome. Blessings from Potato. We're going to have a live discussion. It's not our normal interview day-to-day Tuesday on Reggae Storm Radio. We'll be having a discussion and you can call in. What do you think is causing the crime that's plaguing the society right now? And what can be done to cut it out? The number to call right now is 774-433-8998. Be free to call in. Tell your opinion. Why you think the crime is rising? Remember, we're live on Facebook, we're live on Instagram, and we're live on Reggae Storm Radio. It's Kambooster. We need to talk. Call in. The phone lines are open. Blessings, Casey, on Facebook. Patricia, welcome. Price Sean says, ignorance and poverty. I agree. What do you think is causing the rise in crime and violence that's plaguing the society right now? The phone lines are open, 774-433-8998. If you're not in the US, put a 1 in front of it, alright? Show going on right now. Live on Instagram, live on Facebook, live on Reggae Storm Radio. What's causing the crime? Somebody on my phone line said bad man. Chris, if you think it's bad man, call him. Selfishness. I agree, Jackie. That's one of them. Where's blessings? Ras Juju. Jack Shaw over there on Facebook. Real McCoy, pick up yourself. We're having a great conversation this evening. You can call in and tell us what you think is causing the rise in the crime that's plaguing our nation. What can be done to curb it? We need Steve Love, right, Jackie? I agree. Dane, big up yourself. Abraham, over there in West Africa on Instagram. Blessings. Iron Sight said to put justice first. The phone lines are open. 774-433-8998. What can be done to stop the crime and violence right now? What do you think is the cause of it? Call in and tell the people what you think. Get locked into Reggae Storm Radio. This is DJ Kambooster. It's a beautiful Tuesday. Shout out to everyone who's locked in on Instagram, everyone who's locked in on Kambooster Several Figures Facebook page, and everybody who's locked into Reggae Storm Radio. The official DJ Soren. Is that it? The voice of firemen. This one is called Justice. Into Reggae Storm Radio. Justice. If you're trying to call in, just bear with me right moment. One moment, all right? They're having a little technical difficulty. Terry Smith, big up yourself. Balfour Smith. Big up, big up, big up. Everybody on Facebook. Without no justice, there can be no peace. That's what Firemeds is saying. Do you agree? The phone lines are open. 774-433-8998. What do you think is the cause of the crime and violence that's plaguing the society right now? And what do you think can be done about it? The voice up to Sheena Justice. Andy and Restaurant, welcome. We have our first caller. Caller, good evening. You're live on Reggae Storm Radio. You're live on Instagram. You're live on Facebook.
Yeah, Kambooster. This is Pap Joe calling out from Sierra Leone, Freetown, West Africa.
Welcome, welcome, Pap Joe. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine and good.
Wonderful. It's so nice to have you from all the way in Sierra Leone, West Africa, to join the Kambooster show tonight. Now the topic, what do you think is causing the rise of crime and violence in the society, and what do you think can be done to curb it?
Okay. My own opinion is that the youth needs to do well in every corner of their so, and also the politician needs to empower the youth, not in violence and trying to impact them with drugs. So I believe that the youth are the will for their ways, because if you see violence is rising, the politicians has a great role to play.
Yes.
And the youth too has a great role to play. So I believe that empowering the youth, that will reduce the violence in our societies. Empowerment is the way forward.
Empowerment, the way forward.
Yeah.
And you're calling from Sierra Leone, West Africa. So you're talking from your country's point of view, correct?
Yeah.
Yes. So,
Yeah.
Okay. Wonderful. Now, when you say empowering the youths, tell us some of the things that you think the government can do to empower the youths of Sierra Leone, West Africa.
Empowering them with skills that will benefit them.
Yes.
Because I think that what causes the violence in the streets is because the youth are embarked on drugs and some of the youth are not skilled.
Yes.
I believe that if they are skilled and they are far away from drugs, I believe that violence will drastically reduce in our country.
Okay.
But in my own society here in Sierra Leone, the youths are embarking on drugs. When I say drugs, I don't mean marijuana, because if it's only marijuana cannot lead you to other things.
Right.
Like violence. But
Hard
we
drugs.
have other intoxic drugs like the kush and other things.
Yes.
Those are the drugs that are affecting really the youth of my society as a whole. So I believe that if the government of my nation really wants to reduce the crimes and violence, they should embark on skilling the youth and making them keep away from drugs.
Yes. Because they have a saying that the devil find work for idle hands. So if the youths don't have anything to do, so to speak, then they will definitely turn to drugs.
Yeah. Definitely.
Yes. So empowering
So
the youth.
I believe that if our government in our society try to put on more institutions that will empower the youth in terms of skills, that will benefit them in the future, that will be a very good thing that will help the youth of Sierra Leone and Africa as a whole. Because if someone is skilled and has that skill in him or her, I believe that the skill, he or she will try to make use of that skill and try to empower him or herself.
Very good. Very well. Well said, Pop Joe. I 100% agree with you. And I hope this message will reach to the government, of your area, your nation in West Africa, because it is so important to empower the youth in the society.
Obviously. Empowerment is the only way.
That's the key.
In every society.
Yes. Thank you so much, Pop Joe, for calling in and sharing your opinion. And hopefully it doesn't fall.
You're welcome, Kambooster. You always do the good work. So
thank you.
I say a big shout out to you.
Thank you so
always,
much.
Thank you too. Welcome.
Appreciate it. Thank you. You have a wonderful evening.
I appreciate you.
Okay. And bless up for everyone in Sierra Leone for me, please. See you guys soon. That was Pop Joe calling from Sierra Leone, West Africa. He says the government needs to empower the youth. That is the only way the crime and violence will stop in his nation. You're locked into Reggae Storm Radio. You're locked in on Facebook and on Instagram. It's another great Tuesday and we're having a discussion. The phone lines are open right now. So welcome one and all. If you're just joining us, it's a big discussion going on right now. We just had Pop Joe from Sierra Leone, West Africa, who just called in. We have our topic tonight. What do you think is the cause of the rising crime and violence in the society, and what can be done? So the number is on the screen, 774-433-8998. Call in and tell us what you think. Queen Kamala on Facebook, blessings every time. Piang at them, welcome. I'm our Shepherd on Instagram, welcome. And everybody who's locked into Reggae Storm Radio, this is DJ Kambooster. 774-433-8998. Injustice. This is the words from Tashina. Blessings, Don. Keisha, Pandian's Restaurant. Blessings every time. Justice. Too much injustice. What's causing the crime? On the line, you're live on Facebook, you're live on Instagram, and you are live on Reggae Storm Radio. This is DJ Kambooster. Good evening. I think we lost that caller. What do you think is causing the rise in the crime and violence? The phone lines are open. I aside with a business. Blessings, good evening. You're live on Reggae Storm Radio. You're live on Facebook and also on Instagram. How are you doing? Good evening.
Hello, I'm good. What you must say about what the STEM intends to set this program on to be more workshops, more peace initiative opportunities for the youth. You know what I mean? And just give the youth them a chance to get love, you know, because something of it cause it just get the get back. Nobody get the get back.
Nobody gets
the problem, you know what I mean? And,
yes.
And work with them.
This is Queen Kamala, right?
Most definitely.
Queen Kamala is on the line. I was just playing her song. And she's live on Reggae Storm Radio tonight, live on Facebook and also on Instagram. And go right ahead, Queen Kamala, and just...
Yeah, what I'm saying, what we can do to curtail the crime and the violence is get more workshops.
Yes.
In the inner city communities.
Yes.
Opportunity, you know, give them exposure.
Yes.
You know what I mean? And just simple communication. Tell her you, I love you. You know, I'm not talking about intimate love. I'm talking about love from the heart. You know.
Right.
Brotherly and sisterly love. Because nowadays they can't tell my sister, say, "Boy, I love my sister." You can't tell me, "I love my brother," because everybody puts in a different format. You know what I mean?
Right.
So
yes.
we have to exercise that thing when you love. That's the key.
Yes.
To curtail any crime and violence. Put God in it.
Yes.
I know I would have felt like, I love you, my sister.
I love you too. And thanks so much for calling.
Blessing, my sis. Much respect.
Blessings every time. That was Queen Kamala. She said, show love. And also, you know, some workshops will do well. Empower the youth same way, right? So we had two callers, one from West Africa and our sister from the States, originally from Jamaica. We need love. Thanks, Queen Kamala. Thank you. Blessings to everyone on Instagram, everyone on Facebook, everyone who's locked into Reggae Storm Radio. DJ Kambooster is on. What do you think is causing the crime and the violence? What's your solution? Why so much killing? Why so much shooting? Why so much beating? Watching what every day the youth are Nazis. I take the murder fee and target practice range. One or two the youth them don't have eagle, don't have range. Seems like some lose them brains. Question I can't get no answer. Don't have no fear, they never dance anchor. I said that them a man Spanish police with drugs and cancer. Tired of the crime and the violence. Why crimes so frequent? Why so much killing? Why so much shooting? Why so much victim? All we need a one chance, one opportunity to reset them and develop a community. We need money in a pocket, figure full up. We say everybody they are mad. Someone text in and say bad mind also is causing the crime and violence. Do you agree? Them say bad mind. The woman listen to your parents. If you're tired of the crime and the violence, community why keep the silence? We're fed up of the crime and the violence. The people come we make a difference. Leaders we make a pledge of commitment. Why crime so frequent? Why so much killing? Why so much shooting? Why so much victim? We're tired of the crime and the violence. The woman listen. We have a third caller on the line. Good evening, you're live on Facebook, you're live on Instagram, you're live on Reggae Storm Radio.
Blessed love, my sister.
Blessings, blessings. This sounds like higher sight.
Yes, man, we give thanks for love and life, you know?
Blessings, my brother. It's such a pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, man, you know, when you touch crime and violence, you touch my super tongue. You know, because, yeah, man, it's like I'm always an artist who's always campaigning for peace on any platform that I'm given on.
Yes.
One of the things that contributes to what is taking place in terms of crime is because generations after generation have been failing generation after generation.
Yes.
So it's a number of things.
Yes.
And it is going to take a number of things for us to actually see a reduction, you know, in the crime and violence that we are seeing now. And I'm going to speak the truth.
Yes.
And some people might see it as, it might hurt some people's feelings, but really and truly, if you look into what I'm saying, can you see anytime the ladies, the females, are genuinely in fear of their life,
Yes.
then you would see a major reduction in crime. Because here's the thing now, a youth will quicker to bad up his father and kill his father, you know. But him have to think long and hard before he make a earth a strand here for his mother.
Yes.
And there's a lot of things that mothers know. There's a lot of things that sisters know. There's a lot of things that baby mothers know and cousins know. You know, we have females who are spending the blood money. They are washing the bloody clothes. And here we understand enough of them in fear of them life same way.
Yes.
You know, and we sympathize with them with that. But I don't think the fear is strong enough for them to make a bold move. You know, and the next thing, poor people can't buy gun enough.
No. Yes,
Poor people cannot buy gun.
Right.
So the next big factor is you have some rich people with some big connections
Yes.
who are sponsoring gangs.
Yes.
You know, and then you have gangs who is genuinely fighting against gangs. You have family members who are paying people to kill other family members. So there is a lot of stuff that is contributing to the crime that is taking place here. And it is going to take a lot. You know, the Prime Minister, I am 1,000% sure, he doesn't have a clue. He doesn't have no answer to what is taking place in terms of crime. Because when it is not one thing, it's the other.
Yes.
The next thing we have some 18th century laws and 18th century constitutions that we have still living by in today's world. We are in 2022.
Yes.
And those law books have not been updated for many years.
Yes.
So right now, it's like the justice system just coming like some little rubber teeth dog.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I personally believe that certain crime it means a judge, certain crime don't even bother come to me with no liar. Because if you come to me with liar, I feel like I'm going to sentence you and sentence a liar. There are certain crimes that are blatant, and when a man kill a woman, when a man kill Pickney and all of them something and confess to it and everybody knows that him and them get catch and all of them something. Them cases nothing to come to court. Free up the justice system to some other case for police to try to investigate. So you see there is a backlog. So a man knows that if he do a crime this year, or 10 years down the line, the case can still get drawn out.
Right.
So there is a number of things. The next thing we have some licky police.
Yes.
Whole if a criminal get catch and get let out.
Right.
From you have the money and you have the links, you're good. Unless them decide say yes, them are going to sink you.
Right.
So it's a lot of things. I heard Queen Kamala said, you know, build some workshop and then something and you know, can remember I singing song that's an opportunity me want. Me no want champagne.
Yes.
But guess what? The problem with that is, yes, we have to build a workshop.
Yes.
Yes, we have to, you know, train as much youth as we can and give as much of them opportunity as we can.
Right.
But guess what happened now, Cam?
What?
If you have 10 youths and you decide that you're going to get somebody to learn them a trade, probably 1 or 2 out of the 10 take you up on the offer.
Yes.
You understand? We're living in a society now where people see some things on the internet and they are drawn to what is taking place on the internet and they don't really know what is taking place on the ground. So they would do anything to live the lifestyle that is on the internet, and guess what? Woodwork, not gonna make it. Mechanic, not gonna make it. They want something faster than that.
Because of what they're seeing on the internet.
Because of what they're seeing, and they don't understand that a lot of people put up stuff on the internet, and when you find out some stuff for them people that they go through, if you really know the ground story, you would think twice. You wouldn't want to be in that person's shoes.
Right.
You know, I just think we need back some civic pride. We need people to start appreciating hard-working people. And as we said, we do this over generations. We look down on certain people. You know, have you heard, sometimes you send your child up to school and his teacher reprimand a child. You don't want to hear how the mother go on. You don't want to hear how the father go on. They say the most disrespectful things about the teacher.
Right. Yes.
So that child growing up having no respect for teacher. So that child would never become a teacher. Right. Because teachers get the most disrespect. And you will go to the hospitals and stuff, and if the nurse or the doctor is not looking at you as fast as you think, you want to hear how some of the patients then go on.
Yes.
So when all of them that now exposed to a child, that child will never grow to be a nurse because they don't have no respect for nurse.
Right.
And we do this over and over. We do the same thing to the farmers. We do the same thing to the mechanics. We do the same thing to all the hard-working people as soon as they cross the path. You know, and then at this thing, you will have a teacher saying the same thing about a nurse.
Yes.
And all of that because of the kids, their minds are like sponge and then soaking everything that the adults do.
Yes.
So there is no respect for certain craft in Jamaica again.
Yes.
And there are certain things that I'm seeing are dying out. There are certain skills that are dying out with the elders. And it's not that the elders don't want to pass on the knowledge. It's just that the youth are not interested in the knowledge because they don't respect the craft. And furthermore, the money is too slow.
They want something faster, which is so sad, so misleading. Mm-hmm.
Now I'm saying everybody want the fast life.
Sad.
And in order to do this, you have to draw some measures that are gonna make some people stop and realize and take stock before they actually shut down the wrong path.
Right. Yes.
You know, you have that's why, you know, anytime I'm out there, because I'm always campaigning, I'm always on a mission because we say saving youth through entertainment. I am an entertainer, so I can only do what I can do from an entertainer's perspective.
Right.
So, some genuine people from the school, some genuine people from the church, some genuine people from the communities, some people who honestly mean people some good and want to do some people some good will have to play their part.
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes.
Parents, you have to stand up and take your blunt of the blame.
Yes.
Because children live what they learn, and a lot of what the kids learn, they learn it from home. So parents have to be careful of what you talk in front of your kids.
Yes.
You have to be careful of how you operate around your kids.
Sure.
You know, so these youths, the bigger ones,
yes.
Honestly, I just think that two things. It is either you're going to be a voice of reason who they will listen to and have some level of respect for,
right,
which is the first step for me, or it is going to be a tougher penal system where we're going to lose even more brain power. Because when I look at some crimes that are committed here in Jamaica, and I look at some youths that are committing some crimes, and you realize that these youth have limited education.
Yes.
How he managed to pull out that? Just imagine if that youth did put him energy into creating stuff.
Right.
Or into doing something that he has a passion for. And a lot of youth turn to crime because they weren't given the opportunity to do what they are passionate about either.
100% agree with that. Yes.
You understand? Mm-hmm. And right now, you know my son.
Yes.
I have never ever said to him that, son, I do music, so I think you should do music. No. I allow him to follow his passion.
Right.
So we have a lot of youth now and a lot of parents who are living a second life through their child.
Right.
The child have a passion to do, let's say, electrical engineering. But because you are from a family of doctors, so you believe that your child should follow the family tradition.
Right.
So just imagine this. You are spending 5 years in high school and then XY amount of years in university. Just studying to be what your parents
wants it to be.
Your parents want you to become. And you're doing this underneath some silent protest.
Yes.
But because it's your parents, you have to do it.
You have to.
But deep down, you don't have the passion to become a doctor. You want to do some electrical engineering.
Yes. Wow. Eyesight, you have so much idea. I hope the government can give you a day in his office. The Prime Minister, the Minister of Security in Jamaica can give you a day in the office so you can give them some of these ideas. Why?
They're not going to do that, because they would have lose them seat.
This man has so much ideas. Wow. From the law books that needs to be revisited. I said started from there. Because you're so old now, you do something and you get 30 days in prison. Or you pay $100. A lot of those. So when you mention all these things, I'm like, how come they don't see it? And the phone lines are ringing off the hook. But I mean, how they don't see these things? You understand? A lot of these things have to be revisited, man. Yeah, shuffle them up. Change some of these laws. Make people afraid to do something. Because if we don't say to do certain things, I won't be reprimanded. More than likely, nobody will ever catch me and know that I did it. It's not going to stop me. I'm going to want to go and try my luck and do it, right? So you touch so much important points where I don't know how they don't look at it that way. So we need to get you in front of them and make you put on your book and your pencil and put your ideas in front of them and so they can go about that.
Welcome, you know, the artist at all.
You know I do.
You know, love the artist at all.
You know I do.
I will be marked for death. But honestly, I don't mind sharing my 2 cents with anybody who is serious about life, because I'm pro-life.
Yes.
I am pro-life, so that's why I'm anti-violence.
Exactly.
Yeah?
Yes. Blessings everybody who is checking in on Facebook and Instagram. And also if you're just tuning into the Reggae Storm Radio, this is DJ Kambooster. It's a Tuesday, but it's not the regular interview day. We're talking about the crime and violence that is plaguing the society, and the phone line is ringing off the hook right now. We have Eyesight on the line right now, and you know he's giving us so much ideas about what he thinks is the cause of the crime and what we can do to help reduce it. Eyesight, trust me, you're full of ideas, and I agree with everything that you just said.
Come on, we did thanks. Because Jamaica is a nice place.
It is.
And I don't want people to think that is the majority.
Right.
That is creating the problem. And the next thing too, the media come.
Yes.
The media play a big part. Because it doesn't matter. Right now I heard Queen Kamala on the line, and she have a wonderful initiative going on.
Yes.
Stop the crime and violence. But you would never see that in the news.
You
would never ever see that in the news.
The news won't mix up and blend that.
The news is about murders, and the news is about gunning rights, and the news is about things to bring down and things to they highlight the belly of the beast other than the head, because no matter how good you're doing, they will not write about that.
No. They want to highlight the negative.
They want to. So it's a number of things come, and it's going to take a number of things to correct it.
True.
Yeah?
True.
You know, but we know other people want to call in.
And
the
phone line is bringing out the hook.
Yeah, man, so we're gonna free them up.
Yeah.
So just more love,
More
more
love.
life, and sister. Continue doing what you're doing, so you're doing a great job.
Thank you
Yeah?
so much. Thank you, my brother. I appreciate that.
Alright, blessings and good night. Blessed love to everyone, yeah?
Blessings. Good night.
Yeah, man, them say the youth are the future of the nation. But right now, the future is in our hands.
Hello, good evening. You're locked into Facebook. You're locked into Instagram. You're locked into Reggae Storm Radio. How are you doing?
Hi, good evening. I am doing well. Am I talking to Kambooster?
You are talking to Kambooster. And
Alright, so let me, through Kambooster, say big up Dylan Ireside. You don't know, this is the bar.
Devari, pick up yourself. Thank you so much for calling in.
Yeah, man. Respect the brother from long time. I met him once too.
Yes,
Yeah,
I
man.
understand.
Love to listen to him talk because I'm about conscious meditation. You see?
He does. That's so true.
Yeah, man.
Pick up eyesight.
Yeah, man. Big up Ireside every time. You don't know. Me always call him Dylan and I like me.
Dylan, yes.
For the first time, actually, you ever say it, just like it, just the voice of Dylan Ireside, you know?
Yes.
Dylan.
Yes.
Yeah, Alright, you know what I'm saying now?
Yes.
I listen to Ireside and talk, I'm going to elaborate on a couple of things.
All right.
I will start with the parenting part, yes?
Parenting, yes.
The issue of parenting is, as he said, just like that. A lot of parents want to live a second life to them children.
Right.
But I think it's a little bit of a broader scale in the sense of consider this.
Yes.
If you have a child, okay, let's
Yes.
say teenage years, we'll go all the way past 17. He doesn't work anywhere, he's doing his last year of high school.
Yes.
And him come in, and regardless of currency, he throw down some money on the table and say, Mummy ABC.
Mm-hmm.
And then make some money for promise, Mummy me I go build a big house, Mummy me this, Mummy me that.
Right.
Okay? And you sit down there, you take that money and turn around and tell me about God bless you.
Mm-hmm.
There is a huge problem going on right here.
Right. Right.
I think that is at the heart and the nucleus of where the crime is. Because if you don't represent as a parent to turn to that child and say, yo, Mr. Man, which part you work?
Yes.
But you have to take that money there and buy a black and build house to down.
Right. Mm-hmm.
And a blood money. So all that work.
Oh, that work.
And then when your kid shoot mine,
Mm-hmm.
then my kid shoot you.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody said, me a murderer, but nobody never said, your kid shoot mine first.
Right.
That is the deepest level of corruption I have ever seen that exists in a humankind.
Yes.
Hypocrisy. That's what that is called.
Yes.
So we sit there as parents, I'm sorry for just mention mama because I'm mama alone.
Right.
What happens is when we turn the blind eye
Yes.
because we benefit is at the nucleus of what I'm saying. And that may talk about.
Yes.
And if you are a parent and you don't understand simply that money don't grow up on tree in the sense of currency.
Right.
You might have grown an avocado and you can sell a dozen avocado and make a money, so you can try to twist my argument and say money grow up on tree.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm going to fundamentally mention the fact that it doesn't grow in terms of currency on
Right.
trees.
Yes.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And you sit back and think it's okay, and then you come and cut style for me and tell me about, oh, your son is this and oh, your son is that. And deep in your belly, you well and know, say, the boy there is a thief or a murderer.
Right. Yes. Yes.
You understand? That are the number one point. Second point, what happens with our ability to govern, as in to govern our children and show them the right way, is that we actually think they're our friends. You
Yes.
pick them your friend, brother. You pick them your friend, sister. Understand that clear. They're not your friend. What they are is your child.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
You ever see anybody that need apple?
No.
So, oh, you have a car, pick the friend. You pick them your friend.
Right.
You need flour.
They need flour.
So you treat each thing accordingly. You cannot treat rats like you treat snakes. You're going to get bitten and more than likely die.
Right. Right.
You need to identify the difference in things. Before you even start to think about bringing a child into a world, you should understand the world around you first before you go do that. You saw that about domestic qualification now?
Yes. So
Every female and every male that is of childbearing age is qualified to be a child bearer, a child contributor and a child bearer. That doesn't make you a parent.
No.
Making you a parent requires work, and you start working on yourself. Because if it's such that you yourself cannot understand a 3-syllable word, how are you going to help Junior with his English homework at age 10?
True.
You see the holes that may poke in education now?
Mm-hmm.
Because you could have preached like Paul. If you yourself cannot understand and you can help me with the homework, what's the destination? And so you don't do anything about your inability.
Mm-hmm.
You sit here and come tell me about God's say. You must be fruitful and multiply. And that is what you know to use as a counter argument to the fact that even you yourself as the parent never make, because there's a whole heap of adult education systems out there and a lot of them are free.
Right.
And you know, I'm not interested in that. But you have interest to invite me under your clothes as the teacher when I give that child a bad mark or I invite you to the class to hold a discussion about your child. You come invite me under your clothes and I tell me which part to suck. And just like Dylan said just now, what are you creating? And if me say to you in a very harsh words that you are creating a monster, you tell me, say, me no respect you, me no respect you, and this and that, and you see where this goes? And I know the issues with the child were never addressed.
Never addressed. Wow. Agree 100% with the Vary.
You see my other sister? And you see over feet in a place it's square yet?
Yes.
The parents.
Starts with
the
the
parents.
It starts with the
Parenting
home.
is a skill. You best learn it.
Yes. Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
So is listening. Listening is also a skill. A lot of people listen for, they don't listen to. So they don't even hear themselves speak.
Right.
Because what they're listening is for the counteractive argument.
Yes.
When they are being brought in front of the point, they listen for the counteractive argument for actually counteract what you say and not comprehend what you say.
Right. Right.
You see me?
Yes.
The next big part of the problem we have is the part where we actually come to believe that children are dolls.
Dolls.
They're not. From the moment of inception, they have a brain. And like Dylan also said, if you put foolishness into that brain, a foolishness will come out of that brain there.
Yes.
So us as entertainers, I mean, I include myself in this. Like Tony Rebel told us so long ago, be careful about your teaching your children.
Yes.
Because when you call me, I'm in the kitchen and I cuss me and I tell me, nothing that's some land clap or never making a no garment factory. Okay?
Yes.
And that little fitness down there area, what do you think them are going to do?
The same.
You understand? They're going to find that to be problem solving skill number one.
Right.
And another issue, me keep on a ring the land name, I hope he is all a ring right now.
He's listening, he's on Facebook Live.
You understand? What really happening now is the collective, so to speak, is not doing anything collectively.
Yes.
We literally are cowboy the whole thing because we have thrown out the idea that it takes an entire community to raise a child.
Yes. You hit the nail right on the edge. Yes, the VAR is online. If you're just joining us on Facebook, Instagram, or on Reggae Storm Radio, we are having this great discussion. We're talking about what is causing the crime. And the VAR has some great points. Parenting, number one. How you grow your child. Continue the VAR. Continue the VAR. Then go ahead.
Yeah, man. Sorry about that. You know, because there's a delay with sometimes when I talk about each other.
Okay.
Respect and it's not intended. All right. Now, the next thing I'm going to say is, as far as the nurturing aspect of it is concerned, and I don't mean breastfeeding, I mean nurturing, okay?
Yes.
We need to understand that each child is an individual in a profound way. When I say it like this, I mean there is no such thing as a favorite child. It shouldn't happen. And I'll elaborate on that just a little bit more because a lot of people love to use the word favorite and they never really sit down and understand the confines of the word favorite.
Right.
Kambooster.
Yes.
Let's just presume for this moment you are child number 3 of mine. And you don't have the inclination to be a nurse.
Right.
Neither do you have the inclination to be a doctor. Actually, you know what? You want to own the largest garbage company in Massachusetts.
Yes.
Are you aware of the fact that you will not be the favorite child of mine?
Yes. Yes.
That is standard protocol, yes?
Yes, it is.
So that means to make the little part out of the wingtip out there, so down. And give the next one the bossy part of the leg and then breast part, you know?
Yes, yes.
Here's where the problem comes in. Being that child, let's just switch the script for a minute. And how about you being the one that is shunned because of your choices, even though they are perfectly legal. How would that feel? Has anyone under the sound of my voice ever considered that? How about you not being the one that's favored? How would you feel?
Yes.
You're the one that always have to do all the chores because you don't want to be no nurse. And Johnny Boy has to study. So he ain't got time to wash dishes. But you just want to pick up garbage so you can wash dishes all week.
Right.
And when you do that to your children, you leave a huge gap in between the communication for that little guy on the corner with a gun to introduce your child to that gun because they want to escape the oppression. Oppression is oppression is oppression is oppression. They all spell pain. You see what I mean? And when you create favorites, that's what you're doing. You're oppressing the one that's not to your liking or the one that's not going to repeat the you that you think he should or she should have been.
Right.
And as you push them away, there is this huge vacuum out there just waiting to suck them up.
True.
That is one of the old backer master thing, you know. The old favorite something there. That's something there, nonsense from every aspect of it. All your children are individuals. What you should do as parents is seek to understand their journey.
Yes.
And nurture their ideas regardless
of what it is.
So the other two pick one be doctor and nurse no better than the one need to clean up. What's they want to clean up garbage because guess what? And the same doctor and nurse garbage have to be cleaned up.
Exactly, Davari.
And without people to clean it up, what will happen?
What will happen? They don't look at it like that.
You saw what I'm talking about?
Yes.
And there's something there. Without someone changing the tire on the car could have big like from Kingston to St. Portland. Somebody have to change the oil because you not eat.
Have to. So it cannot
Somebody
go
have to rescue you up on the side of the road when you catch a flat because you don't know which part the spare tire there.
Exactly. Me worse.
You know the time, you must say out of your mind.
I can't change the tire.
How is it? As a matter of fact, there is a US president. I don't want to misquote, so I'm not going to call any.
Right.
But the statement or the gist of the statement is such that there is no less dignity in tilling the soil than being a lawyer, a doctor, or any other what we call professionals. It's odd that those words, like professional, is reserved for the lawyers and the doctors and the big people up in the society. Meanwhile, no one will ever say you are a professional mechanic because you're dirty like bust down.
Right.
There's something that we may talk about when I say, we have to go in the top. We're going to root out them that ideology there.
Yes.
Because I guess the disrespect what they don't talk about. They don't hear your name again. I guess the disrespect comes from. Because without the farmers, explain to me where you got your morning cereal.
True. We need the farmers.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
The man will clean the street. The man will clean the big office of Donald Trump.
Yes.
The man will clean the office of him can have a clean tiling. It's just as relevant as the owner of the building. Because I tell you this, if you or me or the proverbial he, she or the old lady walk into a hospital on this moment and need blood, there is no rich blood, poor blood, beggar blood, Indian blood, chief blood, or any other type. It's just blood.
Real talk. Real talk. Everybody on Facebook is agreeing with you right now, Davari. Trust me.
You get to me I come
Yes.
from? And it hurt me in my soul for sick. I love Jamaica one ridiculous kind of body, you know.
Yes.
And it hurt me for sick. Our youth that excuse my language, but say they never get a good piece of a murder one another. It don't make no sense. And then they all have parents. And those parents know they got a gun. But yet the eyes up under them skirt or under them shirt. And they won't do anything about it.
Yes.
And then they won't come a funeral. I don't remember who said the other day. I heard someone say, I think it was Dylan that actually said that, look, come on my funeral, come make up the night.
Yes.
And you wouldn't give me a little one room to keep the sun and the rain off of me. You understand where I come from?
Yes.
And that's what I say we need to fundamentally root that out.
Right.
Because if we don't, the danger of it is come. You and me, I feel it where them come kick down.
Yes.
You get the man say?
Wow.
Society is a collective in the sense of it. We're not thinking in the terms of collectiveness, you know. We're thinking in the terms of individualism. And no man is an island, so how will that work in the long run?
Right.
How will that work? You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
And that me I cry out over. I said, we, us, the whole are we responsible for this, because again, it requires an entire community to raise a child.
Yes.
You get what I'm saying? I get somebody, the whole are we responsible for this. All the way. The other day, I'm going to say something, and who want to eat me. I saw 2 women go after each other on social media, and they call themselves queens. That shit, girl. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
Because wrong is wrong is wrong is wrong. And not because somebody else is wrong with you doesn't mean that you need to continue the wrong. Where is the adult in the situation? 2 grown women sitting here going after each other's throats, and both of them have queen in their name. That's pathetic.
Wow. You heard it from Davari. Davari has so much ideas just like Eyesight. So much to talk about. Wow. We have to go have another discussion. Trust me, the phone lines are ringing off the hook. So much to talk about.
And like I said,
yes.
I said my piece and I didn't say it
yes.
to the wind. I'm hoping if I even one
ear,
we can save.
Yes.
You understand?
Yes.
I appreciate the works that you're doing. As you see, when I can, I participate. And I mean what I said from my heart. We as a collective are filled with heart.
We, all of us.
All of us, we need to do something about it. Yes. Alright?
Yes.
One love, my sister. Take care.
One love,
again,
Davar.
appreciate the work that you are doing, and I will be glad to be any part of it at any time. One love every time. Big up all the audience. When I'm done more. Dylan! Nah, stop calling me a brother, because I love your flex. Irie.
Thank you. That was Davari.
In any shape or form.
He says it starts with all of us. In order for the crime and violence to stop. The entire community, the entire nation is responsible to nurturing and growing the child. I remember days when we could have, reprimand people picnic. When I was small, my neighbor could reprimand me. No? Everything has changed. The phone lines are open.
Look where we coming from, now look where we are. Whereby these people subscribe to the ocean and the city and to the sport world like our your best friend. Now it's another violence.
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon. You're live on Reggae Storm Radio. You're live on Instagram. You're live on Facebook. This is DJ Kambooster. How are you doing?
Hi, Kambooster. How are you? This is Patricia calling from Connecticut.
Patricia, good evening.
Hi.
Thank you so much for calling in. Hi, how you doing?
I'm good, thanks. I am so happy that you have this platform right now. And everything that Davari said and Eyesight said, I totally 100% endorse it. And you know what I've noticed as well too is coming from being born and raised in a third world country.
Yes.
This is not endorsing the crime that people have turned to. But if you notice it, a lot of the third world countries, we have been oppressed for years.
Yes.
And I think we have been indoctrinated also by the British ruling. Yes. Not saying that there weren't good parts that we got from them.
Yes.
But the mindset is still there. And so the third world leaders, they are somehow brainwashed and they will sell out themselves.
Yes.
Sell out their country for money.
Yes.
So I think the mindset of the government needs to be changed.
Right.
Because that filters down into the lazy people. As a people, some people can be very lazy.
Yes.
Some people look for handouts.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Then come the generational cycle.
Yes.
Then, and plus the politicians, the law enforcement, they have a lot to do with it too. Mm-hmm. I mean, there has been unfairness where education is concerned for people. And I mean, like they both said, like the parents need to also take responsibility for raising their children because it starts from the home.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So I think over the years, so many things have gotten increasingly worse, and it is hurtful as a Jamaican.
Yes.
To live here in the U.S. and to see and hear the crime rate is unbelievable.
Yes.
You know, it's a beautiful little island where people filled with love. And with everything that's going on, there are a lot of people who still hope and pray. And you know what I think? So I think God is needed in Jamaica.
Mm-hmm.
We need to cry down the heavens.
Even with
Because
so
there's-
many churches, even with so many churches per square mile, it's like there's none. Yeah, we need to pray.
Yeah, but guess what?
Yes.
But guess what? Demons sit in the pew in the church too.
Tell me.
You know, there are demons sitting in the pew in the church too. So
Yes.
they're not helping either.
Right.
You know what
right.
I'm saying? So I mean, and the younger kids that are growing up, they're seeing something, they're embracing, thinking it's normal.
Right.
And then to touch the part of the music,
Mhm.
you have the legends that are singing good stuff,
Mhm.
reality stuff,
Mhm.
and then you have some of the younger ones who are singing nothing but crime and violence.
Yes.
You know, so I think the mindset needs to be changed. The lack of education, find stuff for the younger kids to do.
Yeah.
You know, in the community. And I know Kamala, she's doing stuff and all that, but
Right.
and like the virus said, nobody is giving that anything on the radio. Nobody's talking about it.
Right.
But every time somebody is murdered, oh, this one was murdered in East Kingston or this one or that one.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? So I truly believe the mindset needs to be changed. When people are oppressed, they are going to act out.
Yes. True.
And you know what I mean? And the politicians need to be changed and need to do better.
Yes.
And like somebody said, wholeness, he probably has absolutely zero clue what to do now.
Yes.
It's out of control. It's totally out of control.
It is. Yes.
So, you know what I mean? I mean, prayer alone can't do it.
No.
And the next thing is, some people, them hearts too damn dark.
Yes.
People's hearts are dark. They're jealous, they're envious, they're greedy, they want handouts, they don't want to work, stuff like that. I mean, there are so many variables that have contributed
Yes.
to all this stuff that is going on in Jamaica. But you know what? As a people, all we can do is, we who know to do the right thing and live by the law and do the right thing, do it, keep praying, and just hoping that, you know, people open up their hearts and say, God, look down now, help us.
Right. True.
You know what I mean? So, I think we could all go on and on about it, but,
True. We
You know?
can go on and
Yeah.
on. That's true because there's, as I said, so many things that
Yeah.
is contributing, you know, to the crime and violence.
yeah,
You
so many
understand?
variables, it's ridiculous.
You
It's
mentioned
ridiculous.
something about, you know, some of the politicians need to be changed. But you know what I
Yeah.
noticed, Patricia? There are so many die-hearted people. It doesn't matter if the person that they're voting for is not helping, is not doing anything. They will still
Yeah.
vote because they claim that they're die-hearted. So that's just their
Yeah.
party. So it
So they
doesn't
choose
matter.
party over
Yes.
humanity,
Yes.
if you will.
Yes, Patricia.
We see it happening right here in the U.S.
Yes. Yes. Mhm.
They choose party over humanity.
Yes, and that
You
is
know?
so sad, and that is what
Yeah.
is causing a lot of this that's happening in
Absolutely,
society.
absolutely.
Yes. Mhm. That is.
But thanks for having the platform, and I hope you have some more, because I'll definitely be calling in.
Of course, definitely. It's supposed to be the interview week, but I say, you know what, let me change it up and hear what the people have to say.
Absolutely,
Because, yes,
yeah.
everybody deserves
And you're
it.
doing an awesome job.
Thank
Awesome.
You. Thank you, Patricia.
Awesome.
Thank you. Appreciate that. And thank you so much for the support.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
All right, so we'll talk again another time.
Definitely.
All right, and bless up everybody on the line. Big up yourself.
Yes, thank you so much. Will do.
All righty. Bye-bye.
So that was Patricia. Blessings, she says, to bless up everybody on the live. So everyone who is logged in on Facebook, blessings every time. My Instagram peeps, welcome, blessings. And those who are locked into Reggae Storm Radio, it's such a pleasure to, be having this conversation tonight and to interacting with the audience and, the people calling in and sharing what they think. What is causing this increase in crime and violence? And what do you think can be done? Everybody's opinion counts. Everybody's voice is important, and this is what this platform is all about.
Now it's a note of violence. in any shape or form. Just remember, the children live what they learn, you know?
Stop the guns. Higher sight.
To the left and to the right. We'll be there to make control the night. Now isn't it amazing? Not even though we're fast and
Andrea, pick up yourself. Christine, how you doing?
the guns from place. To the left and to the right. We'll be there to make control the night. Now isn't it amazing? Not even though we're fast and
G-Speng
just see that
on Instagram. Ginnis.
now look how we come to what they struggle from so far.
TP North.
Where we coming from, now look where we are. We crippled, oh by this defect, stop war. Every house in and this city, after this smoke, where we are. Your best friend, never get you, man. Anyone see a chill, believe your brain on the car. No one really know how to pick cookies from the jar. Now you can't even trust a shit, can't stop the guns from blazing. To the left and to the right, we'll be there to make control the night. Now isn't it amazing?
The mindset needs to be changed, right, Davari? The phone lines are open. 774-433-8998.
So many fathers come and bury the son. Me the yard see gun man them just to carry the gun. Come me like you want the Latin and the cemetery done. Yeah. Now I see so many bright tears. Hurt me to me heart, you know that I feel. Oh, it come me like a nightmare. When me sit down to watch the news and the idea is careful they got them go straight. Those things that make me sleep.
Don't tell me about my dumb attitudes. Don't say them unruly on the road. Take them from the street, but nobody at the feet, and we'll give them a chance.
Give the youths them a chance. Loot and fire.
Give the youths them a chance. Don't stop them. 100% in class. Don't stop them. No. Give the youths them a chance. Give them enough love in advance. Can't say you love and then you reach up with a scorn and you never give the youths them a chance. Oh, it's a puppy that's the loops like a bait and abuse, and the killing of the parents is exposed to the youth. In classroom they number with the growth and the truth, and I said them now but they fit up to know mama rules. Real bearings and
It starts with the youth. That's what the Davari says.
Don't stop them. 100%
You're locked into Reggae Storm Radio. Do it with love, not righteous. From the roots, right? The Gabon Rhythm 24/7 music production. This will be released September 16. Look out for it. make a change.
Why can't you see that you have the key?
As Patricia says, we have to make a change. If the politician not do what they're supposed to do, vote them out. You cannot put politics or party over humanity. Right?
So much going on around the world today. And when that happens, all going insane. People are fighting each other everywhere. Like shedding, like rainbow dashing, more dashing. It makes no sense for you to hurt your enemy. Voices that want to go around, judge your friend. Somebody's madness.
Another thing that I think is causing the crime and violence is bad mind. Yes. Some people don't want to see a rise. Once they see a rise, they just start their bad mind. People that take people's life just for that. Just for you to do well. One happens about that. We rise. Seven Figures Production. The virus of the bad mind is a whole topic by itself. I agree with you, my brother. Interesting topic. What is causing the rise in the crime and violence? Some people say a bad mind. Some think it's the politicians. Some think it starts in the home. Raising your children the right way. What do you think? If you're locked into Instagram, make sure you follow my page, alright? Big up everyone who's locked in right now to Reggae Storm Radio. DJ Kambooster is on. If you're locked into Instagram or Facebook, welcome, welcome, welcome. Interesting panel discussion. What is causing the rise in crime and violence? 774-433-8998. Call in. What do you think? Almost doesn't count. Almost never counts. And fire and dire signs. That's my favorite line. Opportunity we want. We don't want champagne. I aside, I love it. What's causing the crime and violence? The high crime and violence. What about when the people selling on the street and the police them just kick over their stall, take with them cat, with them food and them goods, and they cannot find a way to send their kids back to school September morning? What do you think about that?
Just bring a little food from my hand. You say I hustle them, on the street. I hustle them, on the street. I hustle them, on the street. Because the youth them they are yard. One food to eat. Juggle them and juggle on the street. I juggle them and juggle on the street. Juggle them and juggle on the street. Because the youth them they are yard. You miss a plain clothes police. Love me for them cause I not keep them at peace. You not catch them with your gun in them west. You not catch them up rock nobody place. So why you come here so there?
Look out for this song. It's called Hustle by Iron Scientist. The people them are.
Juggle them and juggle on the street.
One to the airside to represent for everybody. The vendors on the street, they're important. Very important. Let's stand up for them also, right? Yeah, extortion, yes. Police upon them, bad man upon them. They have to pay just to have a little place to put their stall. Can you imagine? This can also contribute to the crime and violence. Now the people don't know what we do. Blessings keep going.
Because the youth and say I had one food to eat. Things kinda rough and you're not see it. So selling nothing one out the street. You miss a paid close police.
What do you think is causing the high rising crime and violence? That's the topic tonight. The phone lines are still open. 774-433-8998. So true, Patricia. Sad. This song is called Voice of Jamaica by Crisis. Natch Righteous, I'm our shepherd, I aside. What is causing the high rise in crime and violence in the society today? Jamaica is crying.
Paradise. Here's a monster with neighbors. Hey, so many places. We get on your faces. And if we turn so much from a minute that you can't see. Words when you're youth, and you love and you want be. Not still a return from the room just like can't be. Too many young men out there walk street. And the earth I want, but them like them can't see. Voice of Jamaica, all in up to all your love.
Voice of Jamaica. Voice of Jamaica crying out. Powerful song by Crisis. 24/7 music production. Kevin Hill, big up yourselves. A big song. They're locked into Reggae Storm Radio.
She tell me say she tired of the pressure in her life. Tell me say she tired of the pain. Now me say when I look around there was no one inside. Hear that hear the voice she made it was the voice of Jamaica. All in up to Wayanda. Will I make the people close look like it Wayanda? It was Jamaica. All in up to Wayanda. Why I see him and I heard that Wayanda. It was Jamaica. Paradise. Here's a monster with nails. Here's so many places. We get on your faces. And if we turn so much from a minute that you can't see. Words when you're youth and you love when you want be. Not still a return from the room just like can't be. Too many young men out there walk street. And the earth I want, but them like them can't see. Voice of Jamaica, all in up to all your love. Look I make the people close look like Italian like it was Jamaica. All in up to all your
complete. The universe is here for you. The signal you send, that's what you read. The universe is there for you.
So true, Patricia. Rise and good evening.
The universe is there for you. All we need to do is love and respect and harmony.
Voice of Jamaica. King Malakia. Nice singer. Jamaica is calling out. Voice of Jamaica. What a powerful song. What a big up Crisis, Not Righteous, I'm My Shepherd and Eyesight for putting this beautiful song together. So powerful. Message. Talking about message in the music. Tonight's discussion, what do you think is the cause of crime and violence? The rising rate of the crime and violence. And we have so many people who called in. We have people calling from Africa who gave their view on the crime and violence that is affecting their nation. People from Jamaica, callers from the States, all over. And as Patricia says, you know, it pains our heart to see what is happening. And it takes all of us to make a difference. It takes all of us to make a change. As one caller says, it starts from the parents, how we raise our children. One caller says it takes a village to raise the children. When you send your children to school and the teacher says something, you don't need to go to the school to make a scene. One caller says the way we talk to others, the way we operate, the way we talk about things in front of the children, that can cause so much negativity. I have learned so much tonight, and I know that you have also learned. And it is in all of us to reduce the crime and the violence. Empowering the youths is one of the topics that was mentioned tonight. Giving them a skill, giving them more opportunity, giving them education. Eyesight mentioned about some old laws, 1916 laws and 20 laws that don't make any sense in 2022. Because when you do something and the crime don't fit the time, because of the law, what's in the books, it just don't make any sense. So it doesn't stop you from wanting to do something bad. Because you know that you're going to get 20 days to do something if you do something bad. That don't stop you. No punishment. Nothing to make you think twice. It begins with all of us. We have to do better. We have to work together. And stop talking about it's your party. And the deity, because this is your party. You see that the party not going on with anything. You see that they're not helping. But because of your party, you vote for them. So many points was touched tonight. And this is just part one because we have to continue this. So many things, so many different opinions that made perfect sense. We want to see a better Jamaica. We want to see a better world. Just want to say thanks to everyone who participated, everyone who tuned in. You took your time out of your busy schedule, whether on Instagram, whether on Facebook, whether on the radio, Reggae Storm, to listen to what I had to offer tonight. I really appreciate it. Blessings to you all. And I'm so happy that tonight I decided to have this conversation, because it's so obvious that people had a lot of things, a lot of suggestions, and I hope it doesn't fall. And for everybody who shared the live, I'm so grateful, because you never know who will watch this live. 90% of the people who watch the live watch it after it is done. So you never know who will watch. Thank you, Davari. The laws need to be updated, absolutely. Mental slavery, too much complacency. There's so much. And I want to thank each and every one of you who participated, who supports Kambooster, who supports positive energy. Because as one caller said, because it's not nothing negative, the news will not say it. The news will not broadcast it. But if it is something negative, they run with it. I bet if men come on and talk about people business. But I won't do that. People business are not my business. My business is to see a better Jamaica, a better world, and to see the music spread, and to see artists eat food because of the bad. Shamar, big up yourself over there on Instagram. Everyone who's locked in on Instagram, on Facebook, and on Reggae Storm, I really appreciate it, because you could have been anywhere else, listening to anybody else, but you chose to listen to me. And for that, I will always be grateful and humbled. Great night, great show. Continue doing well, continue doing good, continue pushing for positivity, because that is what we want. Positivity, positive energy. Everyone who called in, I really, really appreciate it. And I'll just play Voice of Jamaica one more time to end the show. Until next week, until Friday on Reggae Storm. Blessings. You stay blessed. You stay safe. Always.
Jamaica, land we love. The other day, I walk along the road, I could hear a voice calling out my name. Voice it say, even if me fly go far away, she hoped that my heart would still remain. She tell me say she tired of the pressure in her life. Tell me say she tired of the pain. Now me say when I look around there was no one inside. Yet I could hear the voice remain. It was the voice of Jamaica, calling out to I and me. Would I make the people close look like it? I and that it was Jamaica, calling out to I and that. I am seeing man I heard that cry and cry. It was Jamaica. The voice of Jamaica. That's why we make Jeffrey say, but when she seems that she made us in this land of paradise. Here's the monster with neighbors, and so many blessings. We get on your faces, and if it hurts so much, mama, me not say you can't speak. Words when you're youth, and you love when you want peace. Must still a return to come the road just like auntie.
Too many iron crowd out there Wall Street. And the earth a man, but them like them can't see.
Voice of Jamaica, all in up to Ireland. Lord, I make the people close look like it Ireland. It was Jamaica, all in up to Ireland. Tired feet and the earth of Ireland. It was Jamaica. Voice of Jamaica.
Looking for a place to be complete.